The following program is suitable for viewing by children under the supervision of adults. Parental discretion is advised.
Champions of world football, Spain wins 2026 FIFA World Cup. Good evening and welcome to Primetime News on air and online at onespotmedia.com. I'm Andrea Chisholm. Special welcome as well to our viewers on TVJ International in the Cayman Islands. Also this evening, double murder rocks Manchester and police find stolen goats in St. Elizabeth. There's also sports and weather in this newscast, so stay with us. Details right after this break. Welcome back to Primetime News and a special welcome as well to our viewers on onespotmedia.com as well as TVJ International in the Cayman Islands. Spain are the winners of the 2026 FIFA World Cup after beating Argentina 1-0. The extra time winner came in the 106th minute from Ferran Torres. This is the second time that Spain has won the World Cup. The first was in 2010 against the Netherlands, and we'll have all the details, reactions and analysis later in Primetime Sports. 2 people are dead following last night's targeted gun attack in Mandeville, Manchester. As we hear in this report, the police are appealing to anyone with information to come forward as they intensify efforts to bring the killer to justice.
Police are probing what they describe as a targeted and calculated killing along a section of the roadway known as Horseshoe Curve in Mandeville, Manchester. Dead are 24-year-old nursing student Danikia Ponal of Hearties and 21-year-old Sadifa Henry of Greenvale. Reports indicate that shortly after boarding the taxi in Mandeville Town Centre, a man believed to be posing as a commuter joined the vehicle. The taxi was heading towards Royal Flat when the man reportedly asked the driver to stop along Horseshoe Curve. Moments after exiting the vehicle, the gunman pulled a firearm and opened fire into the taxi, hitting both women. Investigators say it is still unclear how many passengers were inside the vehicle at the time and whether the victims were the intended targets. The Major Investigation Division, along with the Manchester Police, have launched a manhunt for the suspect. Sandy Williams, TVJ News.
The 8 Haitian nationals captured on Thursday are now in temporary shelter and under processing. Authorities say the groups appear to have been dropped off, or the group appears to have been dropped off and abandoned. We have more in this report.
At the Old Harbour Bay Community Center, which is now a temporary place of refuge, 8 Haitians, 4 men and 4 women are being housed as authorities begin the process of determining their fate. The group was discovered under unusual circumstances.
From my understanding, it seemed to me like they were dropped off by someone, and then that person who dropped them off left. So I don't think there was a vessel that was found along the coastline. They were dropped off by someone who brought them here.
Since Friday morning, a coordinated response has been underway.
PICA came through, the ODPM came through, the Ministry of Labour and Social Security came through, the police were here, of course. You know, those were the agencies, and of course the various executives from the Citizens Association, the Whole Bay Citizens Association, they were here also.
Ministry of Health coming?
Yes, Ministry of Health also came through. They provided assistance in screening the refugees to ensure that they were okay and fit to continue their stay here.
For some, the journey is personal, fleeing hardship and instability in Haiti in search of safety.
For these people are fleeing persecution in their own countries, and we try our best to accommodate them, to let them feel comfortable until we complete the processing part of it and decide what we will do with them.
Support has also come from within the community, with residents offering meals. While cases like these are more commonly reported on the country's eastern coastline, this development in Old Harbour Bay is raising new questions about migration patterns and enforcement. Sandy Williams, TVJ News.
A goat farmer in St. Elizabeth is this evening praising the police and residents for locating his goats, which were stolen. The farmer and the police also gave a word of caution to the thieves. A perplexed goat seemingly trying to break free from his unfamiliar surrounding. He was among 5 goats which were stolen in St. Elizabeth in the early morning. Acting on information, farmers teamed up with the police in St. Elizabeth in tandem with Area 3 and the Agricultural Protection Branch to search for the goats. They were found on a property in Santa Cruz.
5 cattle were seen tied up in bush. All the ropes were cut, appears to be with knives. As a result of this, the animals were taken. Estimated value of 600,000 Jamaican dollars.
One farmer, George Ebanks, says guarding his goats is difficult. He sometimes stays up late playing the role of watchman. His 3 goats were stolen when he took a brief nap.
So then take the 2 tire and lead away the ram and catch the big ram and take it away.
Still, Mr. Ebanks is grateful to the police for finding the animals and hopes the other farmer will locate the remaining 2. There was also this advice to the goat thieves.
But one thing I have to tell those guys who is doing it, they do it and get away, don't come back. Because if they come back, they know exactly what will happen.
Wherever you hide these animals, the police will be there.
People who live near the Marsville dump in St. Elizabeth are begging the authorities to do something to reduce smoke pollution in the area. They say the smoke began sometime last week and have been affecting communities such as Beans Vista, Northampton, Warminster, Southampton, Leeds and Goshen.
The smoke affects us bad, you know, because people them have with trouble with sinus and respiratory problem. It affects us.
The smoke is very terrible. You know, from about yesterday, this is the second day. And you know, we have to lock up the house. I know that the time is very hot now. I will have no AC. So we are asking the resident authority that them can come and do what they have to do. You know, how we are suffering. And we have sinus and it affect us. So we ask them.
Welcome back, and we're continuing the news. Caribbean tourism shattered records in 2025, welcoming 35 million stay-over arrivals, over 900,000 more than in 2024. But there are factors preventing some countries from maximizing on visitor arrivals, which affects the overall earnings in the region. Martinique is one of those countries with less than a dozen flights from America per week. Ramarda Lyons reports.
Short lines, empty kiosks, free check-in agents. A dream come true for suitcase-pulling travelers who just want to get by easily and quickly. But not much of a dream for any country wanting tourism to boost its economy. This is the only public international airport in Martinique. Outside of busy periods, it's the norm, and it's something the country is eagerly trying to change. Muriel Wilter, director of Americas for the Martinique Tourism Authority, says tourists from some destinations often complain about not being able to get flights to travel to the country.
From the United States, we're not happy. We only have 3 flights from Miami. We wish we had as many as Jamaica, Barbados, other countries. But I think with CARICOM, maybe we can benefit from their expertise.
As it stands now, Martinique gets most of its visitors from Europe, being an overseas region of France. But is that enough for a Caribbean country trying to maximize on tourism earnings?
We have many flights coming from France, of course, jumbo jets 4 times a day, but we need more from the United States. And also, we're quite happy with what we accomplished in Canada. We need to work, we need your help to work on the US market more.
In Barbados, tourism earnings contribute approximately 45% to the GDP. Tourism also contributed 13% to Trinidad's GDP in 2023, and in Jamaica, it contributes approximately 18% to the island's income revenue. While the minister welcomed the figures, he says there's now a push beyond promotion.
Tourism 1.0 gave us visibility. Tourism 2.0 gave us capability. Now, Tourism 3.0 must deliver transformation. Our task is not merely to grow tourism in the old way. It is to move tourism to a higher level of national value.
Ms. Wilted also pointed to national value, arguing that Martinique, too, cannot let the potential slip through its fingers.
Tourism is crucial to Martinique, to our economy, to our development, to our youth. It's really critical, and that's why you see all the efforts that we are putting together to make sure our visitors enjoy the island, enjoy our cultural identity, which is very important to us.
In June 2026, the island became an associate member of CARICOM, the first French overseas department to be a part of the group. There's the hope that this will also make a difference for tourism.
Finally, Martinique gets in a cordial environment of the islands of the Caribbean. It's a great victory for us, and I think divide and conquer. You know this dicton. Yeah, now we are united, more united. Of course, there is more efforts to make, but this is a very important start.
Ramarda Lyons, TVJ News.
And it's time for another break, but still ahead in primetime news, we have the business review and news from overseas. So please stay with us. A recognized Jamaican jewelry brand. One entrepreneur has spent the last 14 years proving that waste can transform or can be transformed into treasure. It's the story of Aviola Accessories. Deirdre Thomas has details.
Most people look at a pile of empty plastic bottles as an eyesore. Melissa Petty saw inventory.
Okay, for Aviola now, I was home, unemployed, after applying for several jobs, wasn't getting to any. To give you context, I love recycling. I've always been upcycling. From a child coming up, I can remember upcycling. So I had a lot of plastic bottles at home, right? Because there was a baby at the house. And they were piling up, and the recycling truck wasn't passing through for months. I was wondering what I could do. So I started cutting them up, and eventually it led to me making some little earrings, melting down earrings from watching some YouTube videos. Somebody told me about JBDC, Jamaica at the time. I went there, they loved the idea that I had, and from then, Aviola was born.
Ironically, the business that is now known for its jewelry almost never made jewelry at all. But that unexpected pivot reshaped the business. Today, Aviola Accessories is best known for its handcrafted jewelry, particularly its signature African-shaped necklace.
Oh, my necklace, my Avisora necklace. This is a version of it. This is the smaller version to it. That's my best-selling necklace. I started it, I designed it about 11 years ago, and it is still ongoing, still a favorite.
Ms. Petty's commitment to sustainability has also evolved. After years of working with heated plastic, health concerns forced her to rethink her materials.
I started learning about metals, eco-friendly metals, because I'm a sustainable brand. I started educating myself on other metals that I could use. So I started using like bronze, brass, copper, and most recently now, because of my love for upcycling, I discovered aluminum, which the Gleaner company uses for their printing. So that I upcycle that metal into earrings and necklaces.
While she remains the driving force behind the brand, she relies on contract workers and local creatives during busy periods to keep up with demand, particularly during the Christmas season. 14 years after borrowing $1,000 Jamaican to buy her first set of supplies, the business is now churning a profit.
What does sales look like for you on a good month? On a good month, Probably, depending on an order, probably close to $500,000.
Yet, for the entrepreneur, the journey is far from over.
I really want to bring the brand internationally. I mean, it's regionally now because I'm selling to a few stores in the Caribbean and in Cayman. But I really want to take the brand globally. I really want to be on the fashion stage. I was just talking to my friend about us trying out for Milan Fashion Week, Africa Fashion Week. So that's the goal for the fashion industry, for the fashion collection. But otherwise, it's just to expand locally in different. For instance, the skin line, the beauty line. I really want to get it into the chain of Fontana's.
For the Business Review, I'm Deidre Thomas.
In news overseas, the U.S. military said that it carried out new airstrikes against Iran yesterday to swiftly punish the country's Revolutionary Guard for an attack in Jordan that killed 2 American service members, left 1 missing, and 4 requiring hospitalization. U.S. Central Command said the strikes were designed to further degrade Iran's ability to restrict the traffic of oil from tankers through the Strait of Hormuz. The strait accounts for roughly 20% of global oil supplies before the war. The new strikes came after the U.S. military announced its first troop deaths caused by direct fire from Iran following a drone and missile attack on a base in Jordan on Friday. Since the war began, 16 U.S. service members have been killed and more than 430 wounded. And the primetime news package continues with sports right after this break. Jermaine Brown is standing by.